Lantra now, Lantra has some pace. He's going to go straight outside, he's going to go all the way.
This is Harry Pandara. Runs around, what a brilliant try.
Draws and passes. Beautifully done. Yes, St. Joseph's going in for the try, and it's a try.
A very good evening to all our viewers. This is the Singer Schools Rugby League second round action, and we are here at the final match day of the second round first week action as the Candian Giants Kingswood College take on the Green Machines. Isipathana College and Kingswood College, as Kingswood College hosts Isipathana in the second round clash. It's going to be an interesting fixture coming to you live on your screens on Dialogue TV Channel 1, My TV, and on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.ThePapare.com, live from Nithola grounds. It's going to be a blockbuster here as Kingswood College take on Isipathana College. I think it's a rivalry that has been existent for a long time, and it's renewed. We didn't have an encounter last year, of course, and this time around Isipathana College and Kingswood College meet in this second round of the Singer Schools Rugby League 2018. Joining me in commentary is Hisham Hamid. A very good evening to you, Hisham.
Very good evening, Inshaf. Lovely atmosphere already building up in the stadium. Crowds slowly gathering. Isipathana crowd too in numbers today. Kingswood College, they are in their colours, and the team's warming up off your screen. And as usual, but we'll also be having to watch out for the weather. Slight overcast conditions building up around the ground, so we might expect some rain later on in the game.
Rightfully so. I think we had the rain coming down last time as well when Trinity played St. Peters, but it cleared up coming to the game. But this time around, I think today's game will be obstructed by rain. I think the rain gods will be coming in favour of Kingswood if things work around, because they have the power in their forwards as well. In comparison to Isipathana, I think this time around, there you go on your screens, is the Kingswood team doing their final warm-up. In the middle is their coach Gamage. Of course, King's College also getting assisted by Ronnie Ibrahim. That's going to be a good thing for the Kingswoodians. There you go on your screens. Overcast conditions prevailing at Nithola. I think the heat has gone down, and I think this is conducive conditions for rugby, of course, Hisham.
Yes, there you go. The weather stats this evening. And we are expecting some thunderstorms later on in the game. Wind speed 11 kilometers per hour. And humidity 76%. So as of now, it is the perfect conditions for fast open rugby. Both teams will love this weather condition, but we'll have to see how it progresses throughout the game.
Of course, I think Isipathana College will be on a test. Coach Henry Terrence, the forwards coach for Isipathana, making sure they get their basics right, the forwards. And Kingswood College, of course, has been a revelation this season, Hisham. They've come out on top, dominating in the second round in this Singer Schools Rugby. I think it was a disappointment for them when they went down to the plate last time, in fact the B division, and they fought their way through the plate. That was Heshan Jensen's team last year who came up the ranks, and that should be quite an achievement for Kingswood this season.
Yes, exactly, Inshaf, because I think this season, apart from that first game blemish against Royal College, I think it's safe to say they have been one of the teams which have been superiorly improving throughout the season. And they've lost 2 games so far, I believe, against Royal College and St. Joseph's College. But even against St. Joseph's College, they really put the Josephians under tremendous pressure.
Of course, rightfully so. If you are joining in right now, this is the Singer Schools Rugby League 2018 second round action. We'll go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have a look back at the Kingswood-Isipathana rivalry, a short video clip on the fast few encounters of these two schools.
රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලොව අංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ටෙලිවිෂනයේ මීළඟ පෙරළිය
MJN JQ Shopping TV.
උසස් තත්ත්වයේ ජපන් නිෂ්පාදන
පහසු මිලට වට්ටම් සහිතව.
ගෙදරටම ගෙන්වා ගන්න සෑම දිනකම උදෑසන 10ට
MJN JQ Shopping TV බලන්න.
ඩයලොග් ටෙලිවිෂන් ඩයලොග් now channel number 106.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
energetic and daring. Some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලොව අංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
Be a part of the latest shopping revolution. Now you can shop from the comfort of your home with MJ and JQ Shopping TV, bringing you the latest high-quality Japanese products right to your doorstep. Affordable prices, unbelievable discounts, every day at 10 a.m. on Dialogue Now, channel number 1. Dialogue Television, Sri Lanka's #1 television experience.
Welcome back to live action. You're with Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, Dialogue TV, and My TV. If you're signing in right now, this is the single schools rugby league action where Kingswood College hosts Isipathana. I think the two teams have gone into their dressing rooms. I think the final preparations are over, and we are awaiting the two teams. So it's going to be an exciting contest here. Hisham, I think both teams equally competent, the 4 and 5 positions in the schools rugby league, and it's going to be a cracker of a game if it proves to be that expectations what everyone's looking forward to.
Yes, Kingswood evoking their past memories. They have a strong three-court line this season, so it'll be interesting to see their game plan against Isipathana. Isipathana, on the other hand, have a slight disadvantage, you would say. Kingswood will have a slight advantage when it comes to the forwards. They have some key players, some big-made players who would be hoping to expose Isipathana's weakness in the forwards department. And then when it comes to the three quarters, I think it'll be a battle between two balanced teams. But I think Kingswood will have a slight edge when it comes to the speed, and they're also playing at home, their home grounds where they usually are accustomed to playing. So that's going to be another edge for Kingswood College. Crowd building up in the stadium. Brilliant atmosphere already. That usually is the case when Kingswood take on Isipathana, especially when they host them here at Kandy.
I think the Isipathana Kingswood rivalry, of course, a closely fought one. If you could remember the 2014 encounter, Kevin Dixon and his team drew with Isipathana in the earlier week, and it was crucial that Isipathana wins that last game if they wanted to become unbeaten and lift the single schools rugby league, and that's what they did. Hisham, talk us through that game. I think you remember bits and pieces of Senal Deelaka's that 2015 outfit.
Yes, I think if you start off the season, Kingswood started off the season with a loss to in fact, it was a draw against St. Peter's. But after onwards, no one actually counted Kingswood as a threat that season, but they really improved as the season progressed. And it came down to that final game, Isipathana versus Kingswood at Havelock Park. And Isipathana, after that draw, like you said, against St. Peter's, it was a must-win game. If not, it was Trinity who would walk away as league champions. But in the end, I think the Isipathana team, led by Senal Deelaka, they played really well. And their forwards, they had a really good set of forwards that year, and that proved to be the difference, as Isipathana, I think, ran away by 34 points to 12 or 15, somewhere on that score margin.
I think yes. So that's how 2014 spanned out. We'll have our points table coming up in a bit. That to see how 2017, 2018, in fact, is proving out to be. Kingswood College, Isipathana College, of course, almost they have finished since 2013, if I'm not wrong, in the first 3 podiums of the single schools rugby league. This time around, the 4th position. We have 4 more weeks to go. Whatever takes, Hisham.
Well, I think, yes, they've actually finished either number 1 or number 2 after 2013. That's an amazing stat. But this season, they are fielding a very young outfit. Many of them can play next year as well. But regardless of that, they have so far gone down just to St. Peter's College. And as we speak, here we go, the league table.
Of course, yesterday's encounter saw St. Joseph's on top, of course. And then I think St. Peter's, of course, also fighting back.
Yes, as you said, St. Peter's were the group winners in the group where Isipathana was also placed in round 1, and Isipathana's solitary defeat was against St. Peter's. But if you look at Isipathana's performances, it has been very close margins, even their victories. So Isipathana, this is the perfect platform for them. It's you could say it's an acid test. It's a really tough encounter, playing Kingswood at their home ground. So if they can come up with a win here, it's really going to put up a statement, and that will really put them in good stead to go ahead and finish the league table strong, because at the moment they're still in it. You never know, even though Royal and St. Joseph's and St. Peter's look a step ahead of the rest.
Of course, the top 3, of course, the Royal, St. Peter's, and the other team, of course, that's St. Joseph's, losing 1 game. So they are the strongholds for the single league. As you can see, the Kingswood team making their way out to the field. There you go. I think the Kingswoodians in their traditional red jersey, Tarindu Valigampala leading their side. Watch out for these key members. Of course, Rashmika Chandraratna, the man who was pivotal in Kingswood's attack against St. Joseph's. And there you go on your screens. Manilka Ruberu leading that Isipathana outfit into Nityavala. He has a lot on his plate to do. He will have a tremendous responsibility as he leads the Green Army. Just to look at the team cards for the two teams, Chandraratna for, in fact, Kingswood for a start. Chandraratna, Tuan, Farid, Veerasinghe, Chatura Zoiza, Shanuka Gedaragoda, Avishka Purnajit, and Janita Rajan Nayak along with Tarindu Valigampala will be the forwards, while Hirsha Sampath, Asiri Senivaratna, Tumile Valigampala, Mohammad Shazan, Sachinta Senivaratna, Ruchira Nayak, and Dinale Nayak will be there 15. Of course, speaking about the Isipathana team, Hisham, I think quite a lot of newcomers in that the green jersey.
Yes, the Isipathana starting lineup, Vimukti, Edrivira, Prematilaka, the front row, Manoj Gautam and Chamod Sandruan, who's back in action. The two lock forwards, Sarah Singh and Nilamuddin, and Sarah Singh, the two Sarah Singhers and Nilamuddin. The third row, Kalhara, Kulasekara, Chaminda, Ruberu, Ratnayaka, De Silva and Senaviratna, the starting 15.
There you go, Dinka Pires kicks things off. As the rains come pouring, we have the start of this Kingswood Isipathana encounter.
Quite ironic there. Just as the kick-off happened, the rain pours down at Nityavala.
Sampath kicks his team out of danger, but Isipathana on the counter-attack. Here comes Seniratna, burst inside. Rajanayaka takes him down at this moment. Momentum with Isipathana. Kulasegara out to the second row, Sarah Singh. Ball comes out, referee says knock backwards, so play is continuing. Looks like it's a turnover. Yes, Kingswood College, very well done in that rock.
But it's a knock forward there. Referee Dinkapir is spotting that. And he'll bring back play for the scrum. A centre field scrum early on for Isipathana. And this is what we were talking about. It's going to be really tough for the players to get accustomed to this. They've been warming up in dry conditions, and suddenly now they are playing it in a very torrid condition, you could say. The rain pouring down, and soon you would see the ground will be flooding up in some part of the ground. So it's really going to be interesting to see how these players are going to get accustomed to the conditions, and especially ball handling. It's going to be a real test of nerves as well.
Here comes Kalhara out to Kulasegara, short ball to Nadija Chamin, the good tackle there, but the captain knocks the ball on that occasion. I think a very good tackle coming in from the Kingswood opponent. So once again, another scrum. I think we'll have to expect more and more scrums in this wet outfield. I think ball is going to be loose, and we will be having quite a few number of scrums in this game, Hisham.
Yes, Manilka Ruberu was looking for the offload, but he was met with a heavy tackle there. The ball popped loose, went forward. So there we go. That was just after that. So Kingswood with the feed in for the scrum. The number 8 picks it up.
Here comes Valigampala breaking through. Sampath out to Seniratna looks to kick once again. This time around he cannot kick it on the full. And it goes to the hands of Seniratna. Seniratna on the counter attack, breaks one, goes to ground. The Isipathanians will need quick ball. And here comes Chaminda. He has one man to beat. Shoves away Hirsha Sampath. This is going to be exciting for the Isipathanians. Kalhara out to the big prop forward. Edrivira. Once again, Kulasegara looking to his skipper. He's being marked. Space on the outside for Amita Hima De Silva. Will he make it? He has one man to beat. Good cover tackle coming in from Isipathana. That was for Dina Lekanayaka from Kingswood College. But ball still with Isipathana as they move forward and turnover. And here comes Rashmika Chandraratna. So 2 knock-ons, and referee will bring back play for the initial knock-on. Hisham.
It's all about ball handling in Chav. It's all about ball handling. Isipathana really managed to set up some few phases of play. But once that ball was turned over, Chandraratna once again fumbled with it. So referee will bring back play to the initial knock-on by Isipathana.
There you go. That was the assault. That was a knock-on. Of course, we'd like to see a replay of that early instance, the break from Ramita Himash. He saw one man, but it was Dina Lekanayaka who came with the cover tackle. Good piece of work from that fullback.
So Kingswood with another scrum. The number 8 tries to break, but once again the Isipathana defense alert.
Now Siri Seniviratne wants to clear his men out of danger. This time around he finds touch. A good covered kick coming in, and Kingswood are out of danger, but Isipathana will have the feet to that line out.
Well, it's been an exciting opening stanza of play, you could say. It's raining heavily, but both teams not afraid to run with the ball. And from a Kingswood perspective, they'll be slightly worried because Isipathana created a few overlaps, created a few openings with very less hassle there.
Short line out goes into the hands of Nasra Nilamudin, and the maul is formed as Isipathana enter their 22-meter territory. Penalty says coming in from the side. Referee Dinkapir is on the occasion, and Kingswood take it on the short tackle. I think advantage with Kingswood. Good thinking there by Rajanayaka. This is Valigampala, goes into contact. Sampath looks for options, tries to clear the ball. And referee will bring back play for the initial infringement.
Yes, not 10 meters, says the referee. I think that was the correct call. The Rajanayaka understood the situation, took a quick tap, and got the advantage in the end. So Kingswood now with the opportunity to thump this ball down the park and enter Isipathana territory.
Not the best of kicks from Seniviratna's boot, but nevertheless they find themselves inside the 50 meter. I think this is the first occasion they have come back into their attacking territory. All this while in the last 5 minutes they have been defending all throughout with the Isipathanians coming forward. So it will be a good opportunity for the Kingswoodians to try to see some points.
Yes, so it's Premathilak, it's Veerasinghe who's doing the throw-ins today. They set it up for a maul. It's not moving forward. Brought down. Both teams battling it hard in the breakdown.
Here comes Seniviratne. He's been foxed by two Isipathana players. Sampath looks for ball once again. Kick from the base of the scrum. This time around, I think he will not find touch once again. In fact, correct me, Hisham. I think he did find touch. Not the best of clearances from the fullback. In fact, Seniviratne, I think Isipathana not playing their usual fullback. Ashan Gunasekara, he has been taken out, and coach Lasinda De Silva, Lasinda Costa, of course, wanting to use Seniviratne. There you go. That's the kick from Hirusha Sampath. Good presence of mind from the scrum half.
I think in these conditions he chose the right option there. And Isipathana now with the pressure line out inside their own 22. Piu Medrivira with the throw-in. Isipathana, however, collected cleanly. They set it up for a maul. Kalhara sends it out to Anjana. Big thumping kick. Kingswood need to get men under it. That's a brilliant kick by Anjana. He's been doing this all season. At times he's been lacking consistency, but once again it's a brilliant kick. Brings back play right into their, just inside their own half.
Of course, rightfully so. I think Hisham, except for the top three teams, Royal, St. Peter's and St. Joseph's, place kicking has not been the best for the rest of the teams. Trinity, Isipathana, Kingswood also not converting almost most of their tries. So that's something they'll need to look at in the second round. As Veerasinghe sends that ball. Referee says ball sent backwards, so it's play on for Kingswood. Seniviratne out to the number 3, in fact. Once again, Sampath going wide, and this time around center cuts inside for Kingswood. Sulakshana Rubedu takes him down. Goes to the shorter side this time around here. Ball out to the wing 3/4 for Kingswood. and bundled into touch. So good piece of defense coming in from Ramita Himash Silva. Good cover defense, preventing any break from the Kingswoodians.
A few missed tackles there by the Isipathanians. So that's what gave Kingswood the chance to gain ground. But in the end, Ramita De Silva managing to, you'd say, grab that ball off the deck, rip the ball off the deck. It did come off an Isipathana play in the end, so Kingswood will get the line out.
Once Veera Singh breaking from that line out. Hirusa Sampath looks for his options. And once again, Asis Sinatha goes wide onto the field. Not the best option for Kingswood to kick and chase, but referee has his hand up, so it has been knocked backwards, and this time around there's a chase for the ball, and looks like Kingswood will be through. I think that's a very good piece of clearance from the nippy scrum of number 21. He saw the danger. There was no one on the far corner, and he was the man clearing his team out of danger. I think that took Kingswood by surprise, Hisham.
Well, there you go. You questioned Ashan Gunasekar is not starting. Supun, well, that's what Supun brings into the game. He's a nippy player. He can sidestep, but he's a young player. Plenty of inexperience just after injury.
There you go. That was the kick. And there were 3 Kingswoodians running for it. And also there was one Isipathana player. That was number 6. And good clearance. And this time around, Kingswood awarded a free kick. So another opportunity to get themselves out of danger.
So Isipathana giving away possession there on that line out. So all that pressure by Supun, Tarusha and Janit Serasinghe undone. Kingswood now with the scrum. They opt for the scrum. There you go.
This was the infringement in the line out. So referee clearly raising his hand for a free kick. Here comes Valikampola breaking from the blind side. Good tackle coming in from Isipathana. Kingswood will need to clear themselves. And here comes Hirusa Sampath from the base of that scrum. Sends the ball out, and that's not a bad kick. In fact, takes his team out of the danger area.
Well, yes, given the circumstances, you would say so. Isipathana now with the line out. So both teams having a go at each other, testing the opposition defenses. But so far, neither have been able to come up with points. Isipathana now with the throw-in. Pew made up. Kalhar is on the scene. Back to Anjana. To number 20, Nadine Basik. In fact, it's Supun Seniratna, I think, who lost it forward. It'll be interesting if we can get a replay on that. So there you go. Knock forward one again.
I think the weather is not. Of course, I think the success of rugby is having continuous play. I think that's what we saw. There you go. That's the knock on. There you go. That's Veera Singh, the ball carrier, and ouch. There you go. That was clearly very unfortunate. That was in fact the second. That was in fact number 2, Tuan Farid on that occasion. Looked like there was a small knock on, but referees let that one go. Seniratna breaks one, goes into traffic. Skalara out to his big forwards, breaks one, balls shoulders that play off. Isipathana will need quick ball. There's numbers on the outside. Manika Ruberu tries to go on his own, but retains the ball. Kulasekara out to the number 4.
Chamod Sandruan met with a heavy tackle there, but referee Dinka Piris stops play. I think, was it for a high charge? It seems so. Initially, I didn't think there was anything wrong. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see if we can get a replay on that. Here we go, Chamod Sandruan. Yes, it was not the player who tackled him, it was the other player. Wrapped his arm around his neck. And referee Dinka Piris on the spot. Even though he blew his whistle, I think he did not yet say what the call is.
Referee wants to have a small word with the forwards. There you go again on your replay screens. Is that what we are looking for? I think that was a no hands tackle on that occasion. That's now from Kingswood. That's number 3. Milan Veerasinghe on that occasion. Referee wants to have a small word of caution. He wants to make sure he doesn't want to give too many yellow cards during the game. I think that's not what a referee would want. So referee wants to lay the ground rules clear. So penalty for Isipathana. I think that's the right decision. Malika Ruberu directly pointing to the post. 15 minutes through, I think with no point, I think Ruberu made the right decision as he will look to add the 3 points. I think Ruberu has been a revelation this season, Hisham. He started off as only a player as centre, but later on towards the 3rd and 4th game he took on the boots and he has been absolutely tremendous meanwhile, kicking those points as well as making those important breaks and making sure his team stays on top.
Well, yes, Inshaf, I think if you take the Isipathana 3-court line, he's been their senior man and that's why he's the captain. I think he's under tremendous pressure because he's got huge boots to fill, because after the likes of Kushan, Indunil, Sumudu Rankodge, he goes in as the youngest captain to Captain Isipathana. As you can see, he slots it through beautifully. So Isipathana finally take the lead. 15 minutes gone, 3 points to nil.
Of course, the Isipathana fans are all out. I think they were waiting for a bit of adrenaline, and this penalty from Manik Ruberu has uplifted their spirits. There you go on your replay screens. Sulakshana Ruberu adds 3 more points to his tally. Senuratna goes with a very short kick, goes into the hands of number 7 for Isipathana.
That's very well done by number 7 there of Kingswood, Rajanayaka. He swooped in soon as that tackle was made, and Sarah Singer had no option there. He was holding on to it. Just the kind of start Kingswood would want after that restart.
Not sure if that ball was sent into touch. We'd like to have a replay of that kick and that clearance. I'm not sure as to what Dinar Lekanayaka was thinking with his clearance kick, but that ball, I think, to my knowledge, did go out. Of course, assistant referee Shank Abekon clearly lifting his flag.
Yes, Kingswood would want to be wary of that. They wouldn't want to give Isipathana any opportunities from their mistakes. Even that kick-off went straight to the Isipathana player.
Now Veerasinghe with the line out, and Rajanayaka looks to have fumbled that ball, and it's a turnover for Isipathana. Chamat Kallhara this time from the base of the scrum.
So no advantage there. Referee Dinka Pires will come back to the knock forward and he'll award the scrum to Isipathana.
There you go. That was the line out in the early instance. Dinar Lekanayaka's ball. Yes, it did find touch. Not sure what Ramita Himasti Silva was thinking on that occasion to work that ball.
Well, for me, I think it was a correct call because the referee didn't blow the whistle. The linesman did raise his flag, but he was behind that. So I think Ramita De Silva was playing until the referee blew the whistle. Kalhara sends it out now to Anjana. Doesn't find a lot of distance this time. A huge kick. And they bought it. The ball play inside to their 22. So full out, says the referee. And Kingswood now with a line out inside their 22. And this would be pressure time. Kingswood have been at times deadly from the line out. Not necessarily from the rolling maul. They have been effective with the set pieces.
Of course, a lot to look forward for this week with the try of the week back in the second round. Let's see if one of these tries that are scored today makes it to the list every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on your number one sports hub try of the week. As Isipathana clears this ball once again, but it will be a feed for Kingswood. Kingswood have had no real impact in the game so far. I think Isipathana, of course, made a few breaks towards the attacking white line, but Isipathana, Kingswood are still to fire up their engines. They have the power, they have Senuratna, they have Hirusa Sampath, and they have the firepower in the forwards. Of course, Rashmika Chandaratna, had a tremendous game last time around against St. Joseph's. Once again, not the clean best lineouts, but Kings would clear themselves. Shazan into contact.
Well, like you said, Inshaf, yes, Kingswood has not yet stepped up their gas. I think it's been a stop and start affair for them, but in these weather conditions and playing at home, all they need is just one spark.
Knocked backwards, says referee, so play goes on. I think the AR has with him his flag raised. I think he has spotted an infringement, but the referee allows play to move forward. Yes, once again, I think that was a good call from AR. Ishankar tackling man, not rolling away. So penalty for Kingswood College. I think this has been the passage of play in the last 20 minutes. Penalty, stop, start.
So Kingswood now with another line out, just inside their half. So far, they have got plenty of opportunities, but they've been missing out on them. But to be honest, in these conditions, it's not easy. You can't be overcritical on the boys. So Kingswood now with another line-out opportunity. Veerav Singh now with the throw-in.
Kingswood opting for a 4-man line out, and this time around Hills Sampat needs to recycle the ball. Here comes Tuan. He's been pushed backwards from Isipathana. Asis Ratna out to Shazan. Shazan looks for options, tries to break left to his inside line, but does not succeed in doing that. Here comes the skipper, needs to break a few Isipathana tackles and move forward. Good tackle, good defense coming from Isipathana. I think they've been all around the park, but these infringements, once again, tackling man not rolling away, not releasing the tackle, of course, clearly affecting Isipathana's gameplay. I think that's what is halting them from going forward. I think referee Dinko clearly understanding that wants to have a word with the skipper as well. They are giving out opportunities without capitalizing on those tackles as well. So that's going to cost Isipathana if they continue to do this. We've got 22 minutes already done. There you go on your replay screens. That's number 3 for Isipathana, Prema Tilaka, the culprit on that occasion. So Hiruta Sampath with the clearance kick.
Yes, and you could say those were unnecessary penalties as well, because most of these penalties have been inside Isipathana's half. So if it was inside their own half, yes, it's understandable. Out of sheer frustration, or in desperation, they've been attempting that. But they need to cut down that now, since the referee Dinka Pires has also given them a warning now.
Once again, a miss in the line out, but Kings would manage to recover. This is Dinar Lekanayak, a good cover defense coming in from Isipathana. Sampath looks for his big prop forward. Veerasinghe goes into the face of Nilamuddin, but the ball has been knocked on. So opportunity for Isipathana.
Once again, another knock forward. The Kingswood player.
Looks like referee wants to have a small chat with the number 2. That was Tuan Farid. He has spotted a small infringement. He looks like it's going to be a booking, Hisham.
Might be a warning. Interested to see what the call is. The referee is jotting his number down on his notebook. So it's a penalty to Isipathana. Talking back. I thought so, because that was not the first occasion as well. But this time, referee Dinka Pires did take a note of it.
That was the earlier knock-on, but referee will take that out and award the penalty for this infringement. Isipathana once again in the attacking territory. It's interesting to see what they will do from here on.
Well, it's been a stop and start affair. Isipathana now with the line out. There you go in your pictures. You can see there is an advantage for Kingswood when it comes to the size of the front row and their forward players.
Here comes Ribeiro. Ribeiro tries to step away a few tacklers. Goes still going. Finally comes down. Samat Kalhara looks for options. However, Isipathana still managed to hold on. That's Pew Edrivira. Prematilaka on that occasion. Isipathana deploying that pick and go strategy. Here comes Samat Kalhara. He has Himash De Silva on the side. De Silva, he's been tackled down and looks like he's been bundled into touch. But referee clearly on that occasion indicating that Himash De Silva did not release the ball. So opportunity once again, Hisham, as I mentioned, those small errors are costing Isipathana, the forwards as well as the backs. They need to get themselves together, regroup and let them know. I think Captain Manik Rubero will need to have a small chat with his deputy Nasran Nilamuddin on this occasion.
Yes, I think they tried this time. Initially they tried the right thing. They tried to keep possession. Here we go, the replay. Kilan Chamat waited pass to Ramita De Silva, but he was met with a heavy tackle right on the spot. Here we go.
I think good defense coming in from number 3 Veera Singh. Milan Veera Singh, of course, has been dominating today's Kingswood forward play.
Not a clean line out once again by Kingswood. They really need to sort this out.
Sampath now out to Tuan. Tuan takes down one player, but the traffic comes in from Isipathana. Sampath looking for options. Out to Asiri. Asiri puts in that kick. Referee has his hand up. I think there was a clear infringement there for Asiri Seniratna. He was shoved with the hand. I think that was not intentional, but referee will award the penalty for Kingswood College. I think Captain Valigampala will need to go for that option, to go for 3 points. I think that's the right call. 26 minutes with no real impact onto the game. That should be the right decision, as Hirusha Sampath will be entrusted with the duties of adding these 3 points and drawing even with Isipathana.
Once again, I think I'll deem that penalty as unnecessary, because I think Isipathana had players to cover that ball. But Anjan, I think, was the culprit there. Rightfully penalized. And Kingswood now with an opportunity. They opt for the 3 points. They have the chance to level things up.
Hirusha Sampath. And the kick is... And the kick is not through. I think we like to have a replay of that penalty kick. From our screens, it looked like it almost went through, but... Okay, that was the early infringement. Of course, we like to have a replay of that penalty kick as well. Once again, Hirusha Sampath sends the ball out to Dinal Lekanayaka. This is going to be dangerous. And looks like that was kicked out on the full. So I don't think that's what Dinal Lekanayaka had in mind. He wanted to gain a few yards for his team, but that kick slightly overcooked on that occasion. So Isipathana will get that ball.
Well, I think keeping possession is the order of the day for Kingswood. They have the players who can clearly break the line, the defensive lines of Isipathana, but I think they are not keeping possession enough for them to create any opportunities for them. So that has been, I think, the difference between the two teams.
Eddervila goes for the short line out to the hands of Nasran Nilamuddin. Ball is popped out. I think that was a knock on the second row player on that occasion, number 4. Sandima Sandaruan. The ball slipping out of the second row's hand. That shows how much of that gives a clear implication on the conditions so far on the ground. We've had wet conditions prevailing all throughout, and it's going to be a tough second half as well, Hisham.
Well, I think yes, because now the rain has cleared up. The skies look clear, but the ground conditions are slippery. Wet ball all around. So the players will need to get accustomed to it. There's no excuses now. So Ekanayaka, the scrum half. In fact, it's Sampath, Hirusha Sampath with the feed in. Once again opting to go for the kick. Nadish Taminda.
Bounce of the ball, favouring the Kingswoodians. This is exciting play. Kingswood will need to recycle ball very quick. Good cover tackle coming in from Isipathana, slowing things down, for allowing his team to regroup and defend correctly. And Hiru Sampath marshalling his forwards ahead. It's going to be an exciting session of play. And here comes Rashmika Chandaratna. Chandaratna barges through. Good tackle coming in from the Isipathana second rows. Now Seniratna looks for options, sends it out to Veera Singha. Veera Singha breaks one. Veera Singha is taken down by Pugh Medrivira. Once again, Kingswood on the wider side. Dinal Lekanayaka has numbers on the outside. Will he go through? Sends the ball inside. Looks like there was a slight knock on. Referee has allowed play to go ahead. Moving forward are the Isipathana forwards. This is exciting. They need to capitalize with this play. Rashmika Chandaratna barging forward a few meters to the try line. Valikampal, the captain, goes into traffic. Sampath looks for a short option. Once again, here comes the number 6, Purnajit. Rashmika Chandaratna put down on that occasion. There's numbers on the outside. They'll need to play the ball out. That should be the way ahead for Kingswood. It will be decisive as to what time the ball will come out to the back line. I think that's going to be the point where Kingswood will be scoring. Here to Sampath marshalling his props forward. That was Veera Singha going a few meters. Now Tuan, and once again ball knocked out, but referee Dinka Piris will be playing that advantage for offside, and the penalty taken quick by Veera Singha. Valikampala this time not making the yards he wants to, and that's opportunity gone. Begging Hisham, I think they had ample opportunity to send the ball out to their line. Clear frustration in the Kingswood forwards. I think that's not what they wanted. And opportunity goes begging. And Isipathana College, of course, have cleared themselves out of danger.
Pressure test for Isipathana, but this time they get through. And that all happened after that miscommunication between Nadish Chaminda and Sapun Tarusha. But I think Anjana doesn't find touch, or he does. In fact, it's a brilliant kick. So coming back to what I was saying, it all started.
I think before that, just a round up, a quick reminder on ThePapare, of course. Before that, we have, here you go, that's the replay on screen. Watch clearly the Kingswood player's movement where he has been stranded. I think that's a good clearance from the Isipathana players. And once again, that kick not going into touch goes to the hands of Ruchi Rekanayaka. Sampath now out to the fly half. The second row makes a few yards. And a fumble there by Hirucha Sampath. He was not looking at the ball at that moment. And I think referee has let that one go, as he has seen infringement in favour of Kingswood.
Not rolling away, says the referee, because the player was in front of him. So lucky escape for Kingswood there. And I think once again that's Isipathana's fault. They've been penalised several times now for not rolling away, not releasing the player, etc. And what could have been a scrum for them turns out to be a penalty for Kingswood. Kingswood thump it down the park. And now another line out inside their half. Here we go, the replay.
There you go on your screens, the Isipathana player taking his own cool time, but Hirshu Sampath lucky on that occasion to move away. He was not looking at the ball. I think that's a warning coming in for the little scrum off. He'll need to have his eyes fixed on that ball. Rajanayaka getting the ball. Referee has his hand up for advantage. And he will bring back play for that knock on in that line out, Hisham. Once again, Isipathana penalised. We are nearing just less than 1 minute to go in this first half, and no team has been able to make a clear impact in the game.
Isipathana lining up a substitution. It's Anjana, the senior man, who is coming in, the usual number 8, and he will replace. In fact, it's a tactical substitution because it's one of the prop forwards who is going out. That's number 3.
Premathilaka has been subbed out. I think Anjana will be brought into the backline third row, and then one of the second rows will be moving into the prop position. So good tactical change coming from Coach Lasinda Di Costa. Let's see how it works. Senivaratna out to Shazan. Shazan once again to Senivaratna. This is a dangerous play. And here goes the wing 3/4 for Kingswood. Sampath looking for options, goes to his prop forward. In fact, the captain. Ball pops out. Sampath tries to go on his own, makes a few yards. Chandraratna employing the pick and go strategy this time. Second phase for Kingswood. This time it was Tuan Farid. Referee has a hand up, so it will be advantage for Kingswood. Sampath sends the ball out, and this is danger. There's an overlap on the outside. Ruchi Rayaganaka, will he go all the way? Good tackle coming in from. That's a good tackle coming in from the fullback Senivaratna, and looks like from the body language, I think Kingswood are through. He wants to have a small chat with the AR before awarding the try or to see what's happening.
Interesting if we can have a replay on that. So it seems like the referee will award the try.
And that's the try. A much deserved try coming in for Kingswood. Ruchi Rekanayaka seeing that overlap. Mohammad Shazan sends it out to the center, and Ruchi Rekanayaka scoring that first try. I think that's what Kingswood were waiting all throughout, Hisham. 35 minutes. It took them 35 minutes to score this try, and they take the lead at the brink of half-time.
So that's what they should have been trying all along, instead of kicking and trying different tactics. Just they never really tried their 3-court line. And I think this was the first instance where the ball went through the hands of the entire 3-court line, and they're through. Here we go. Beautiful hands by the Kingswood players.
And Dina Rekanayaka sends it out to Ruchi Rekanayaka. Ruchi knew he could go the distance. Tackler too late on that occasion, swiping through, and that was the first try coming in for Kingswood. Good individual play coming in from Ruchi Rekanayaka, and the conversion does not go through the post. It was a Sampath, unlucky, but nevertheless, Kingswood College finish the half-time with a lead of 2 points, 5 points. See, that's how the half-time score comes here in the Kingswood Isipathana encounter, Hisham.
What a first half, Inshaf, end-to-end stuff. And Kingswood, after being second best, I think, throughout the first half, what a time to get that score. And they will go into half-time ahead by just 2 points. But that will have a mental effect on them because they just scored just before the break.
I think they should liven up the spirits, because I think that's what Kingswood have been lacking all throughout. They were not deploying their backline too often, and finally when they did so, they were awarded with points. Ruchi Rekanayaka, a very good piece of work there in that far corner, and Kingswood are through with 5 points on the lead. So second half, Hisham, lot to expect. Both teams still have opportunity of winning this one. What would be the talk coming in from the Isipathana camp, from the coaches and the support staff?
We go, half-time recap. Kingswood College lead 5 points to 3. And about that question, I think, Inshaf, it's simple. Just keep possession, because they have been threatening when they come into the Kingswood half. It's just that the knock forwards and some erratic penalties, you could say, has deprived them of a much more bigger scoreline, I think. But with that said, Kingswood too have had their opportunities. They need to just focus on their game plan.
Of course, trying to cut back in the Isipathana penalty count. Of course, that's going to be something that Coach Lasinda Di Costa should be worried about. There you go, the highlights from the first half. That was the high tackle offense coming to Manika Ruberu, and this was the penalty. The only points Isipathana scored off the boot of Manika Ruberu. This was once again the penalty infringement. And here you go, this was the score that Kingswood touchdown. Ruchira Ekanayak on that occasion, barging his way through. Nadisha Charm in the tried his level best, but could not get through on that occasion. So that is halftime here at Nithawala. Kingswood College leading at halftime 5 points to 3. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will have the exciting action coming from the second half of this Kingswood Isipathana Cash here at Nithawala.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුමදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහෙ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක 1 මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ටෙලිවිෂනයේ මීළඟ පෙරළිය
MJ and JQ Shopping TV
උසස් තත්ත්වයේ ජපන් නිෂ්පාදන
පහසු මිලට වට්ටම් සහිතව
ගෙදරටම ගෙන්වා ගන්න සෑම දිනකම උදෑසන 10ට
MJ and JQ Shopping TV බලන්න
Dialog Television Dialog Now channel number 106
බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුමදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහෙ බෙදන නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Energetic and daring, some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න. මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි. ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ්. ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස්. ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි. ලෝවාංක එකේ men's shampoo.
Be a part of the latest shopping revolution. Now you can shop from the comfort of your home with MJ and JQ Shopping TV, bringing you the latest high-quality Japanese products right to your doorstep. Affordable prices, unbelievable discounts, every day at 10 a.m. on Dialogue Now, channel number 1. Dialogue Television, Sri Lanka's #1 television experience.
Welcome back to Singer School's Rugby Action. You're on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com, Dialogue TV Channel 1, and also My TV. Nothing too much to talk about in this first half against in the game between Kingswood College versus Isipathana. 5 points to 3. Kingswood on the lead. That last-minute try changed the scope for the Kingswoodians. I think Coach Gamage and consultant Ronnie Ibrahim will be looking to score more points and try to get that important bonus point try as well if they want to survive in this cup championship. Hisham, it has been a rather passive first half from Isipathana. What would be the talk from coaches Lasintha as well as Henry Terence?
I think the first thing for both teams would be, first and foremost thing is try to keep possession as much as possible, because in all honesty I think both teams haven't been able to display their attacking intent or prowess because they haven't kept possession long enough. And you could see Kingswood, the first time they sent the ball through the hands of their back division. What a wonderful try for Kingswood, and that, like you said, just changed the complexion of the half. 5 points to 3, they lead now.
I think the half does not reflect on the effort that the Isipathana forwards put in. I think that one try in that last few minutes changed the scope. I think that's an indication for Kingswood to use their back line more often, rather than going for their forwards. I know that they have the forward power. Rashmil Sanduratna, Rajanayaka, of course, he was brilliant on field, and the number 3, of course, Milan Veerasinghe. Those 3 players marshal the forwards, but it's a clear indication that they have more power in that back line of your Kingswood College. Time to unleash that in the second half.
Because I think in most parts of the game, Isipathana have made those first-time tackles. I mean, despite the weight advantage, they have managed to hold the Kingswoodian forwards at bay. But at some points of the game, they have missed those tackles, and they've committed a lot of numbers in the breakdowns. That means there is space somewhere in the field. So Kingswood just should be able, they should be aware enough to exploit those gaps and opportunities when they come.
Of course, this game is the battle for the 4th position in this cup championship. Currently, Isipathana sits at number 4, and then based on this game, I think Kingswood have a good opportunity for them to come up that rank and finish at 4 at the end of week number 6 in the Singer Schools Rugby League. There you go. I think the two teams are on the field. Referee is waiting kick-off in the second round. Second half clash in this week 6 action between Kingswood College versus Isipathana.
So it seems no changes have been made for both teams.
Asis Seniratna kicks things off, goes left and into the hands of Sarah Singer. Good cover tackle coming in from Kingswood, showing their intent very clearly. And this time around, Samat Kalhara breaking from that scrum. In fact, that rock there.
Small correction in my statement. I think Isipathana have made another substitution. Nadish Chaminda has been taken off, and Anjana Ashan Gunasekar, rather, the usual fullback, is now playing at wing.
Kulasekara's clearance kick fine in touch. I think that's the way to go forward.
No, I think that's a mistake. Kicked out on the full. So it will be a Kingswood line out.
Of course, I think playing from their own half, I think the intent from Kulasekar was clear. He didn't want his team to play in that defensive half. I think that's what Trinity didn't get right last time around. they tried to play their ball from their defensive half, and that's what costed them that match yesterday at Pallakele.
Well, at this point of the game, I think it's suicide to do those kind of mistakes, because the game is still in the balance, 5 points to 3. Kingswood do recover possession, but referee will come back for that knock on in that line out. So it'll be a scrum for Isipathana. So like you said, it's not the wisest to opt to run from your own 22 at this point of the game, because the game is still in the balance. There you go, the knock forward.
I think the Isipathana jumper needs credit on that occasion. He broke the Kingswood second row to knock on that ball. So good job from Isipathana. That was Sarasingh on that occasion. Ball comes out to Kulasekara. Kulasekara once again with that clearance kick. This time he gets it right, and he puts his team clear of about 20 to 30 meters, Hisham.
Once again, that's a good kick. Gains a lot of ground. Pushes back Kingswood. Of course, they will have the throw-in. It's Veeru Singha. I think he has done a good job with the throw-ins. It's just that his jumpers need to get the accuracy or the jumping right. Here's another opportunity for Kingswood off the line out. Once again, long floating ball.
But Sampath managed to recover, but he knocks on the ball, and in the process of doing so, ball comes in favor of Kingswood. In fact, Isipathana, Sampath Kalhara from that chip kick, he will want to bring play back for the initial knock on. So scrum down in favor of Isipathana.
So centre field scrum for Isipathana. The three quarters are lining up to the right of the screen.
There you go, that was the infringement. Here's Sampath, good cover tackle coming from Isipathana to enforce that knock on. Sampath Kalhara with the feed to that Isipathana scrum. Breaking away is Hethiarachi, and here comes Kalhara, sends the ball out to Himas de Silva. Good tackle coming in from the skipper Tumula Valigampala. And the knees have come to the ground, so he'll need to release that ball. Piu Midrivira. Good tackle coming in from Mohammad Shazan. He was right there on that occasion. Ball still with Isipathana. Short pass. Good contest from the Kingswoodians in the breakdown, but referee has spotted an infringement. So Isipathana College with a penalty. It is within kickable distance, Hisham, but the right option will be to go for touch and try to get themselves a try if that permits.
I think more than the distance, it was the angle. So Isipathana opting for the line out inside their 22. Piu Medrivira with the throw in. So Kingswood will be expecting the rolling ball, I presume. Isipathana had opted for it throughout the game, but not straight. So just as we speak, Isipathana messed the line out, and Kingswood with a chance to clear their lines.
My, just when things were going right for Isipathana, I think Piu Medrivira will need to look at his lineouts again. I think this lineout would have been a crucial one for Isipathana. Of course, they had with them momentum to get themselves through to a try or a few points on board.
So Kingswood with the scrum. Sampath feeds it in, but once again it's a knock forward by Kingswood.
Good aggression coming in from Isipathana. I think that's what Isipathana was lacking in this first half. Good aggression from the forwards. They were doing their job right, but that was not there. So it will be a scrum now in favor of Isipathana, and Isipathana will definitely be looking for a scoring opportunity. There you go. That was the the ball out from the scrum. Hirusha Sampath and number 6, Janita Sera Singh, making sure that ball is knocked on off the hands of Hirusha Sampath.
Another threat is Ravindu Anjula. He's quick off the scrum. He can break off the blind side, but he'll pass it to Kilan Chamat. This time the ball comes out to Mal Ratnayaka, fumbles with it. It's knocked back, says the referee. Ashan Gunasekara recovers possession. They set it up for a ruck. Kilan Chamat once again.
Knocked backwards, says the referee, so play is allowed to continue. Kalhar out to his captain, Ruberu. Not the best of passes from Ruberu, but Himash De Silva manages to recycle the ball and hold on to position. Chamat once again out to the number 16. Good tackle coming in from Seni Ratna. Now Kulasekara has men on the outside. Anjula breaking through. Will Anjula make it? Good offload. He was not looking at the player, but ball has been turned over, so it has played in favor of Kingswood. Ruchir Singh doing the clearance for Kingswood, and Seni Ratna with the clearance kick goes into the hands of Gunasekara. Counter-attacking option for Isipathana. Seni Ratna looks for options, and Ramita Himas De Silva goes through, and he's been bundled into touch. Good defense coming in. I think that's what Kingswood is capable of, and that's what Isipathana is capable of, to run the ball from left to right on the field, and that's coming out for the first time in this game in the 42nd minute. So due credit should go to both teams, Hisham.
Well, I think there we got the replay. And once again, it was Ramita De Silva. He's been seeing a lot of action, but with that said, his opposite number is marking him well, and he's been bundled into touch. He's been injured in the process as well. So Isipathana will be making another substitution.
Eight minutes in this second half, and no real impact from the two teams. Speaking about the upcoming clashes, Hisham, of course, Kingswood College will be facing the unbeaten Peterites on Friday. That's next week, and then later on, Isipathana College will be put on a tester when they meet the traditional rivals, Trinity College at Havelock Park. I think the Trinitians have not been successful at any occasion at Havelock Park in the encounters being played in the last few years. It'll be interesting to see what will be the outcome on Saturday in the Trinity Isipathana clash.
Also, seems that that's the end of the game for Ramita De Silva. He's been going to be stretchered off. Seems like a neck or shoulder injury. Not so sure.
We'd like to see the replay of that play once again. There you go. That was the number 15. Looks for his options. Misses Ruberu. And look closely on the movement from Himash De Silva. And that was the tackle. I think that was a legal tackle from the Kingswood player. I think that's number 11, Ruchir Kanayaka, doing the clearance work for the Kingswoodians.
Well, I think it's how he landed on the ground after that tackle. I think there was nothing wrong with the tackle. It's just that he had a heavy landing, and he landed on his head. But more than the neck, I think it might have been a concussion injury as well. We're not so sure. But anyway, we hope it's not anything serious.
Of course, just a reminder about our schools rugby photos. I think capturing the essence of schools rugby. Our photographers are working tirelessly to get the moments from the schools rugby league. So all photos from the single schools rugby league, the cup and the plate, can be accessed on thepapare.com/photos. So make sure you go and check the photos of this game as well on thepapare.com/photos. So that's the end of the game for Ramita Himas De Silva. Not the ending that he would have wanted to. Let's hope that he's fit and fine for the next week clash, as Isipathana have made their substitution. Nadim Basik will make his way onto the field.
So both the wingers substituted now. Nadim Basik and Ashan Gunasekara in the field. They're back live. Kingswood with the throw-in. They opt for the rolling maul. They're not making progress. Isipathana shoving them backwards.
Referee says to use it.
Once again, unnecessary penalty there. They had Kingswood where they wanted
will be
them,
looking to milk that penalty once again. Yes, that was the intent from Sampath. He wanted to milk that penalty. Once again, Isipathana cardinal mistakes on the breakdown. That's costing them opportunities over and over. I think this was something that happened in the first half as well. I thought coaches would have addressed this issue, but it's continuing to prevail, and that's not helping Isipathana.
Well, I think the Nadine Basic is just arriving onto the field. Not the impact he would have wanted to make with his first touch. And interesting because I think that was a knock on. So I think
the referee was doing the right thing. He wanted to see if there was a chaser coming in from Kingswood. Seeing none, he bought playback. And this time around...
But just to clarify, could Kingswood have asked for a scrum instead of the penalty? But anyway, it's a good kick by the Kingswood kicker.
There you go, the infringement.
He actually brings play where it was. So, in the end, Kingswood now with another opportunity. They need to get this line out right. But just as we speak, they don't.
I think looks like Kingswood have managed to, they haven't, as Isipathana cling on to position, deploying the pick and go strategy. They'll need to clear themselves from their territory, and the ball comes to Kulasekara. Doesn't find too much from that kick, so this is going to be dangerous for Isipathana. Of course, Kingswood have been awarded the ball, but this time it will be important that Veerasinghe gets his line out straight. The last two line outs have not been in favour of the Kingswoodians.
I think Sarah Singh, Nasra Nilamrin and Anjula now not doing any favours as well, because they've been making life hard for the Kingswood jumpers. But Kingswood now once again with a real opportunity inside the 22. Seems like they will use their three quarters.
Milan Veerasinghe, pressure building on him. He'll need to get this one right. And they're going for the middle option. Goes into the hands of the number 5. Good clearance from Satura Zoisa to hold on to that ball. Kingswood deploying the pick and go strategy. Chandraratna breaking through. Good tackle coming in from Isipathana. Number 19 on that occasion. And the ball comes out to Seniratna. Seniratna looks for Shazan. He would need to pass, but he slips in the offering, so he's been taken down from the Isipathanians. But a little good presence of mind from Hirusa Sampath, but a very good tackle coming in from the Isipathana Black Division. He saw there was opportunity on the far corner. Came with that kick out to Ruchira Ekanayaka, but Ekanayaka was bundled into touch.
Well, Isipathana have been struggling a bit.
There you go, the bounce of the ball, of course, going in favour of Ekanayaka, but the number 15 as well as the new player on the park, number 25, doing the clearance. That was Ashan Gunasekara. I think Gunasekara is used to this kind of play. He has been playing in that number 15 position for Isipathana in the last few games.
Another substitution. Manoj Gautam is being taken out of the field.
Good line out for Isipathana. The Green Machines will need to clear themselves out. Referee has his hand up. So there will be a penalty coming in for Isipathana. I believe yesterday's game, the Peterites playing Trinity College was the game that was highlighted in the second round. First week, Royal, of course, running away against Zahira. As this ball finds touch beyond the 50-meter mark. A good kick coming in from the Green Machines.
Brilliant kick. Brings play all the way back in to almost the halfway line, or beyond the halfway line. Isipathana now need to make this count. They made another substitution. Gautam was taken off, and it's Nisalaka Pereira who's in the field. Another young player. Isipathana now with the line out. Piu Medrivira with the throw in. Not collected cleanly.
But Isipathana managed to hold on, so good play in there by the lock forward. And rightfully, when I say so, I think the Isipathana forwards have once again gifted a penalty. This is Chandaratna. This is exciting. They will need to work this one through at the pace that they were playing this early on in that last few minutes. Sampath slowing things down a little bit. Valigampala sensing that offload, but the offload that was not directed at his wing player. That was Ruchira Ekanayake looking for that ball, but Valigampala not quite getting it. I think he could have held on to that ball and played it from that phase onwards. A little bit rushing things there, Valigampala. There you go. That's
plenty of time for both teams. I think both teams will need to talk to each other, come up with what their intentions are. I mean, the game plan. Once again, Isipathana. They fumble with the line out. Kingswood recover position. They are in attack.
Here comes Chandaratna. Fends off one.
They need to send the ball out wide in Shaf.
Yes, Sampath now going for his backs. Here comes Shazan. Shazan knocks the ball on. That could have been opportunity, and referee is playing advantage. So play progresses on. But referee seeing there was no advantage awarded in favor of Isipathana will bring back play. I think if you could see a replay on that occasion, there you go. That was the instance. Ball sent out by to Senivaratna. Senivaratna looks for his man, and Shazan, just as he was about to pass, fumbles the ball. So once again, opportunity going in favor of Isipathana as they will have a feed to this scrum. "50 minutes gone in this encounter. No real impact from the two teams. Are we looking at the last 10 minutes, Isham?"
Well, I think it's 20 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of rugby to be played. And still the game is wide open for the taking. Isipathana trail this game by 2 points. But so far they haven't been able to muster out any real threat in the second half. Both teams for that matter. Kingswood have had the fair share of them. Here we go.
Kick goes into the hands of Ekanayake. Now Ekanayake on the counter attack. Good tackle coming in from number 25 Ashan Gunasekara. He'll need to get back to defend his line. From the back of the scrum, from the back of that ruck was Hirisu Sampath. Sampath sends the ball out to the number 15 Senivaratna. Veerasinghe makes a fumble of the ball, but he manages to hold on finally. And this time, number 11 for Kingswood, Tumula Valigampala, wanted to break through, but he was bundled into touch. So the second option, of course, not working for Kingswood as well.
Yes, once again, however, that was an opportunity lost for Kingswood. You could say Supun Tarusha. I mean, the correct option, but wrong execution. The kick was right into the hands of that Kingswood player, but he didn't collect it cleanly first time. And there, Nadine Basik missed his tackle, but Manilka Ruberu cleaned it up for him.
Of course, Ruberu has been everywhere, I think. And looks like the Kingswoodians will be having a tactical change in the centres. That's number 26, Milan Kure, making his way into the park in replacement, substituting Mohammad Shazan. Moving forward, and here comes the kick from Kalhara, but looks like Kalhara makes a miss out of that kick. He wouldn't have wanted that kick to go out in the touch. He was not sure where the line was, and that ball goes in out on the full.
I think he had already made his mind up to kick that ball out. I mean, kick the ball ahead, because even when that maul was moving forward, he was asking for the ball from his forwards.
You can see clearly tensions building up in that, not on your screens, but the Isipathana camp. The coaches are worried. They are very tensed as Hirisu Sampath clears this one out, puts in that cheeky kick. It goes into the hands of Senivaratna. Senivaratna with his kick will most likely find Ekanayake. Ekanayake has options. He tries to break through. Good cover defense from Gunasekara, but Isipathana managed to hold on. Looked like there was a slight knock-on. We'd like to see that on the replay, what really went through. I think that ball was a little bit forward in my opinion.
Looked forward, But once again, what a let off by Isipathana. Supun Tarusha with another suicidal kick. Cross kick attempt right into the hands of the Kingswood wing 3/4. And soon as he got that ball, even the Kingswood supporters knew against young Ashan Gunasekara he had the chance. He did beat his man. Ashan Gunasekara did manage to just hold on. Delay that moment. So another lucky escape for Isipathana. Another opportunity lost for Kingswood. Isipathana with another scrum.
Kalhara feeds the ball. Looks for Kulasekara. Almost fumbled that ball, and Ruchira Ekanaga will collect that on the bounce. And here comes Seniratna once again with his nippy kicking. Goes into the hands of Anjana Kulasekara this time. And Kulasekara thumbs the kick to the hands of Hiruta Sampath. Sampath collects and Sampath cuts in, cuts out. Steps of one player, and the ball once again into the hands of Vasil Seniratna. And this time he finds the number 15, Seniratna. And the play on once again. Valigampala, Dinale Kanayaka. Momentum building for the Kingswoodians. They'll need to make the best. Here comes Chandraratna, barges through the Isipathana players. Clearly making his ground. Sampath taking the ball out. Not the best of kicks, but he manages to hold on. Good presence of mind from the little scrum half. Now comes the number 4 for Kingswood. Slowly making ground. Kingswood building numbers on the shorter side. They'll need to regroup themselves. Chandraratna that time. Sampath is looking for the kick option. Don't think that's the best right thing to do in that occasion, but Isipathana, however, will get position from that kick. Ball pops out. Kalhara is in trouble. Good contest coming in from Kingswood College, but Isipathana managed to hold on. Referee has a hand up, so it will be advantage. Kalhara puts in that kick, knowing that there is a clear penalty advantage coming.
Well, rushed passage of play. Ball being moved across to either side of the park. But in the end, it will be an Isipathana penalty.
Of course, I think the fans here came in anticipation of a tightly fought contest, but the scoreline, of course, clearly displaying no indication of that game. Both teams struggling. As I say that, Anjana Kulasekara does not find touch with that penalty kick. Good kick coming from the fullback Dinale Kanayaka. Goes into the hands of Hiruta Sampath. And now he puts in the kick.
They need their chasers.
Anjana Kulasekara has found the ball, and he will come up with his clearance kick. And that kick also does not find touch, unfortunately. Goes into the hands of number 13, Seniratna. Number 24 for Isipathana, I think, made a mess of that ball, but he manages to hold on. But looks like there has been an infringement.
Penalty, it seems, an offside. I think when that last kick was made, that's what referee Kapil is indicating. Yes, here was the penalty to Isipathana. 56 minutes gone. Manilka Ruberu now this time taking up the duties to kick it out onto touch. Failed miserably there once again. Isipathana. Cardinal
Sampath once again making a misery of that clearance kick. Now the ball is with Isipathana. Will they be able to make a breakthrough? Number 13, of course, struggling there. Manu Ratnayaka. Now ball out to the number 10. Kalhara sends the ball. Cheeky offload.
Play going on. Referee says play on. Doesn't want the play to stop.
Here comes Sarah Singer. Push down on his tracks. Kalhara goes wide. Now there's opportunity, but Ratnayaka makes a miss of that ball. So does Seniviratne. Good tackle coming in from the new man on the park.
Isipathana going nowhere. It's all scrappy play. Now Kingswood did another chance, but the kick is charged down. Still Kingswood has a player, but he's unable to collect it. And end of the day, it'll just go out for a line out, and it'll be an Isipathana ball, says the referee.
No, I
but
think
no, it's overruled by Dinkapiris. He says it's a knock forward.
Interesting decision from the referee. We like to see a replay of that as well. I think clearly Isipathana have trouble on field. I think this is the worst performance they've come up in this entire season. There you go. That was the kick from Chamat Kalhara. Goes into the hands of Dinal Ekanaga. Ekanaga puts in that kick, and that kick brushed on the hands of the chaser there. I think that was the one, and yeah, there you go. That was a line out, so that was a knock on. So good judgment from referee Dinkapiris. Replacements coming in plenty for the two teams.
Nepulatu Korala and Vimukti, two replacements in the front row. And off your screen, it's the fly half Anjana, who is being taken off. Kingswood also making a few substitutions, number 21, 19 and 6.
Of course, I think Hirusa Sampath has been taken off, and Dhananjay Nwan has been turned on in the position of scrum half. I think, not sure as to what coach Gamage is looking for in perspective of Kingswood.
Well, I think it's I think to settle the nerves, because I think neither of these players are not settling in. They're just sending the ball across to either side of the park, but there's no momentum whatsoever. But Kingswood have had some opportunities. With that said, Isipathana, a few lucky escapes for the mistakes they have done.
Here comes Dhananjay, sends the ball to Ruchira Ekanaika, and Asis Seniviratne once again with his fancy kicks. Almost went into the hands of the number 13, Sachinda Seniviratne, but he makes a fumble at that ball as well. So stop-start has been the story here at the Nithavala. If you are joining in right now, this is the second round action of the Singer Schools Rugby League.
Well, I think it's really been an exciting encounter, but it's not in the terms of the quality of the rugby. It's simply because the scoreline is extremely close, and both these teams are just battling it out to go. If I think Kingswood scores, I think that'll be the game, the way this game has been going. And Isipathana, they're desperately trying to get some points on the board, which will put them on the lead.
Now Anjula sends it to Kalhara. Kalhara has a man on the outside. That is number 24, the replacement winger.
Advantage for Isipathana. Not rolling away, I think, was the infringement there.
Kalhara searching for the ball. Here sends it out to Ruberu. Ruberu looks for options, sends it to Ratnayaka. Ratnayaka out to Ashan Gunasekara. A little chip in from Gunasekara. Will most likely run into touch, but referee will bring back play for the initial infringement. I think Hisham, looking at the perspective of the game, the Isipathana replacement forwards Vimesh Varnapura as well as Nepulatu Korra will have a lot of duty entrusted with themselves. I think the front row and the forwards have been key for Isipathana, but they've been conceding the penalties as well. So they'll be looking for a turnaround with these replacements and the fresh legs coming in.
Also, with that said, I think even Manil Ruberu is working his socks off in this game, in defense, in attack. He's been in the thick of things. I think he's just too tired now. But Isipathana can't afford to take him out as well. With that said,
of course,
so I think that's why they made that switch by taking out Anjana, who missed out on a few clearance kicks as well as penalty kicks to touch.
Of course, I think Renu Silva will be expecting to do better than Anjan. I think he's had a scrappy game this 60 minutes which he played. Good clean line out, goes into the hands of Etiarachi. The maul is formed. Good defense coming in from Kingswood, however, good suppression. Committing numbers to that entourage Kingswood. And now the ball comes out wide. Here comes Silva. Silva looks to break through. He could have passed. There was Seniviratne open. And now the ball comes to Seniviratne. Seniviratne looks for options. And a very well executed tackle. I think Seniviratne wanted his player Ashan Gunasekara to cut inside. But to his sad fate, that did not happen. So good cover tackle coming from Kingswood, preventing that break. I think that would have been a definite try. Had Ashan Gunasekara cut inside. Wrong coordination. There you go. Look on your screens very clearly. This is the charge, and there he was looking for it and misses it on that occasion. So good defense coming from Kingswood. They'll need to work from this point onwards.
Once again, it's a matter of execution. 7 minutes left on our clock. Kingswood lead 5 points to 3. What a game it has been. They have position. They need to clear this. But their number 8, Veligampala, will break. This time he successfully does so. Makes valuable yards.
Shoving away.
Can't kick
Ashan Gunasekara, and Asir Seniviratne cannot kick that on the full. Should have known that. And Isipathana College now have the opportunity with themselves. They need to get this line out right. They've got Nepulathukor, the replacement hooker, to get in the throws. And it'll be important that they get this right and work their way to a try. This will be the moment that will be most important for the Isipathanians.
Off your screen, it seems like an Isipathana player is hurt. Ashan Gunasekara is clutching onto his shoulder.
It's fine, with the throw. The maul is formed. Good pressure coming in from Kingswood. They don't want any of it. But the maul is mobile. It's moving forward. Now Chamat Kalhara looks for options. Devising the pick and go strategy. Once again, the forwards are slowly making progress for Isipathana. Meters close to the try line is Isipathana. They'll need to make the best out of this opportunity. Here comes Silva out to the number 13, Ratnayaka. Good tackle coming from Kingswood.
What a tackle there by the Kingswood player on Ratnayaka. Isipathana driven back. That was the closest they came to scoring. But great defense by Kingswood. Isipathana still with possession. Nepulathukor grinding his way through. Manil Kuruberu takes it forward. Sets it up for a ruck. Kilan Chamat wants his forwards to be there. Once again, Isipathana trying their best to pierce this great defensive work by Kingswood. No way through. It's out by Chamat to Renuja. Long pass. Here we go. Isipathana with opportunity. Ashan Gunasekara. He will score. What a try by Isipathana. After all those mistakes, young Ashan Gunasekara cuts inside, cuts outside, dives over by the corner flag, and Isipathana into the lead.
Of course, that's the breakthrough Isipathana were looking for. Ashan Gunasekara saw the gap. The Isipathana fans go wild. I think they are certain that this is the breakthrough that they were wanting. As Ashan Gunasekara steps in, steps out, and that's the try for Isipathana. He knew the gravity of it. He knew the importance of these tries. You may score tries any day, but this try will be more special to Gunasekara, as this will be most likely, if we have more time on the clock, this will be most likely the match winner for Isipathana.
Important conversion here by Manil Kuruberu, just to add some distance between the teams, because there is still time on the clock, on our clock. There might be one more in the referees. Manil Kuruberu with the conversion attempt. What a kick! It's over. What a turn of events. Isipathana now into the lead, 10 points to 5. Kingswood charging into the restart. They want to get a...
Of course, I think Kingswood will need to score a converted try if they need to change things around. We have less than 3 minutes to go on the clock, and Kingswood will need to act faster. Charge down, but referee says play on. Suddenly, almost the entire stadium, the fans are up. They want their team to win. The Kingswood fans are restless. They're on their seats. 3 minutes to go. What are your thoughts, Hisham?
What a game. Still, I'm not impressed by the quality of the rugby displayed by both teams. But in terms of The adrenaline, it's been right up there. The atmosphere is boiling here in Nittavela. Here we go, the try. Supun Tarusha this time sends it out first time. Ashan Gunasekara gets away from his man, cuts back inside, fends his way outside, dives over for the try. Brilliant score by Gunasekara.
Of course, Gunasekara, the match winner.
Play has been halted, I think a little bit of crowd trouble there. Bit of crackers thrown into the field.
There's been a small interruption to play. Of course, Hisham, I think 68 minutes through. Do you think there'll be a Kingswoodian comeback? I think there's been a firecracker thrown into the ground. The authorities, the host team authorities are addressing that situation at the moment. Of course, Isham, this has been a cracker of a game. Of course, Isipathana fighting back, but it's time for us to also look at our nominations for the player of the match. We've had contributions coming in from Isipathana as well as Kingswood. I think Asis Siniratna was magnificent on that occasion. But I think it'll all come down to this guy. I think Ashan Gunasekara cuts in, looks at the options, and he knew he could make it through. Few missed tackles, and Isipathana College are through. And this was Manika Ruberu's conversion.
And of course, this is after Kingswood was so brilliant in their defense. Their one-on-one tackles were spot on. Just at one instance, a momentary lapse, and Isipathana capitalized. There's still time on the time left in Shaf, so I'll leave it until the end till we decide our man of the match. Isipathana with the feed in. A little bit of aggression there by the Kingswood scrum half.
I think the intent from the Kingswoodians are right. I think they want to get themselves with possession, but I think that's not been done during the course of this next few minutes. I think Isipathana will want to hold on to that ball, not to do anything fancy, but run that time until it hits 70. So here comes Chamat Kalhara. Look, Kalhara sends a cheeky inside pass to Seni Viratna. Position with Isipathana. Now to the forwards.
Anjula acting as scrum half. Isipathana still with possession. Just inside their half. Nasra Nilamudin. Nowhere to go. Kilan Chamat to Renuji Silva.
Silva looks for the kick as Dinal Kanayaka is underneath it. Not sure as to what was that call, as here comes Dhananjay Nuwan with position. I don't think Kings will be looking to kick that one. They'll need to work that ball from their part of the side towards their try line if they need to change this fortune in this game.
Manil Karuberu once again in the thick of things. He needs to move into his position. Kingswood looking to put the boot in, floated pass. Hits the Isipathana player.
Of course, a good collection from Ruchire Kanayaka. Kingswood moving forward.
Kingswood keeping the play alive.
This is the number 4 for Kingswood, the second row. The ball still with Kingswood. And looks like it's a turnover. Very well done there from the Isipathana forwards. Samat Kalhara puts in that kick. There's a chase. Will Ashan Gunasekara get there first? No, he doesn't. But Kingswood make a miss of that ball. So looks like Isipathana have the ball once again. Referee has advantage played in favor of Isipathana. Will they look to seal this one with another try, Hisham?
Well, Kingswood just needed to keep possession. They didn't do it. Handed over possession. Kilan Chamat, I think, did the right option. Found space. And in the end, Kingswood once again fumbled with the ball. So it will be a scrum for Isipathana. 70 minutes up on our clock. But there's still time left, I think, because there was an incident which made the game stop at the 68th minute. So quite a little bit of time left, I assume.
Of course, I think there you go. That's the incident. Number 26, that's Skure, who was fast than Ashan Gunasekara. Gunasekara was rushing on the ball, but he could not get there through. So I think that should be a clear nomination for the Papare's player of the match, Maneka Ruberu. I think the skipper, despite not scoring, I think he has been everywhere in defense, in attack. I think due credit should go to the skipper, I think, for marshalling his troops as well. And the Papare's player of the match in this Kingswood Isipathana clash will be Maneka Ruberu of Isipathana College.
Well, I agree with you, Inshaf. He's not scored a try, but he's put over a penalty and he's put over that fabulous conversion. And he's been doing all that hard work in centre field, at times single-handedly, making up for tackles lost by his other players. So I think he deserves man of the match. But still, time left. Let's hope Isipathana can see this through.
Of course, are we looking at a miracle coming in from Kingswood? They'll need to work their line from their end of the field. Another knock-on. So referee has his hand up, but do we have enough time left? Yes, we rightfully do. We'll have time for one more scrum this time around. Kingswood will need to make sure they hold on to the ball. No fancy kicks. They'll need to hold on. They'll need to build their faces and work their way to the try line. I hope that's clear in their Kingswood back line as well. I think because RC Senirath in that early occasion tried to kick that ball and made a mess of it.
They need to get this scrum right, spot on. Last opportunity for Kingswood probably. Just as we awarded Maneka Ruberu that man of the match title. Fumbles with the ball. It's a loose pass however onto his bootlaces. Isipathana make another substitution. That's Callum who's making his way to the field. Nasran Nilamuddin, the deputy skipper, has been taken off. He's had a good game as well.
Nilamuddin has had an impact in that front row. I think he was not playing in the first few games due to injury, but coming back to that team, he has marshalled those forwards as Dhananjay Sampath puts the feed. RC Senirathna out to his centres, looking to go on the left side of the park. This is interesting. Dinal Lekanayaka join in the line. Dhananjay once again. Nice offload out to the skipper.
Isipathana players need to hang on. Kingswood need to hang on to the ball. The ball comes out wide.
This is
nowhere to go.
This is Kure.
That's Kure. He was taken to the ground. Switching back play to the other side of the field.
Here's Rajanayaka.
Rajanayaka with the break. They got men on the outside. That's a thundering break by the Kingswood player.
This is Dinal Lekanayaka. He has one man to beat. He's being caught in traffic. There is support coming in for Kingswood. Will it be the final play? Here comes the skipper, Tuma Valigampala, moving forward. Pressure mounting on the Isipathana players. Rashmika Chandraratna searching for that ball.
Penalty to Isipathana. Holding on, says the referee. Kingswood players heartbroken at the spot. It's interesting to see if you can have a replay on that.
Of course, I think that's it. I think a referee doesn't have too much time on his clock left. And looks like Isipathana College have sealed this one.
Here we go. Wonderful break by the Kingswood player. He bought play right into the 22. But off your screen, the match is over. Isipathana, a late try, has secured them a vital victory.
Of course, I think the Kingswoodians will have only themselves to blame. The first try in that last few minutes of the first half saw them a new faith. I think that changed the scope of the game. But then again, Kingswood College did not hold on, as Isipathana College, of course, very fortunate. That try by Ashan Gunasekara changed fortunes for the team, and Maneka Ruberu starting in that important 5 points with the penalty and the conversion have made it through. A hard-fought win for Isipathana. They'll have only themselves to blame in their forwards with the penalties as well as the infringements, but nevertheless, it will be in favour of Isipathana.
Well, this is ugly scenes here at Nittavela. Crowd getting involved, the referee being assaulted with water bottles. Not what you wanted to see.
Of course,
organisers, I think, have taken control.
That's not something a referee would want to see at the end of the game. I think as Isipathana take this one, I think they have registered a victory in this second round of the Schools Rugby League Cup Championship. That means that they will stay at 4th place, as Kingswood will remain at 5th place. But nevertheless, this victory will be a cherished victory for Isipathana. Isipathana fans clearly happy with the proceedings on the field, not so happy with what went on off the field, but nevertheless, let's talk about that try, Hisham. Ashan Gunasekara losing his position to, of course,
well, this is not what Kingswood fans would like to do. It will only bring a bad reputation for them. Their team has done so well so far.
Of course, I think such incidents should be kept at a bare minimum or nothing at all. So there you go, the full-time confirmation of the scores. Kingswood College 5, Isipathana College 10. And that's how this encounter comes to a close at Nithawala. I think I expected more from this game. It was a good, tightly contested game in the first few minutes, but later it ended up to be a stop-start game at the end. So Isipathana will have a lot to take from this game when they face Trinity and Kingswood as well. It will be a tight contest at Havelock Park when they play the Peterites. They are unbeaten, and they'll have to come up with their strategies and relook at their options when it comes to attack as well as defense.
Well, focusing on the game, what a game it has been. The first half, Isipathana dominated territorially. Kingswood, with that one clear-cut opportunity, scored just before the half-time break, took the lead, and from there onwards, Isipathana I think, was scrappy in the second half. Kingswood were the better team, but then just that moment of individual brilliance by Ashan Gunasekara took the game away from Kingswood, and then still, it could have been an enthralling encounter, but that last Kingswood attack halted at the very end. What an encounter we have witnessed here. I think the crowd, they just can't come to grips of it because of the sheer excitement of the game. But sometimes you just got to settle down. And anyway, it's been a tremendous encounter. Hats off to both teams. They'll need to improve on the quality of rugby, but in terms of determination, in terms of commitment, they gave it all. And in the end, it's just one try that took the game away.
There you go. That was the initial break coming in, and that was put down. That was a high tackle offense from the Kingswood player. And this was the other incident that could have almost been a try for Isipathana College, but good cover tackle coming, and this was, of course, the breakthrough for Isipathana. Ashan Gunasekara steps left, steps in, and there he goes to score the try that won this one for the Green Machines here in Nithawala. So job well done for Ashan Gunasekara, losing his place in the side, but he nevertheless makes sure that the coaches are aware of his performance as he scored on the far left. Look at his face, he knows the expression, he knows the feeling of scoring that try, and skipper Manika Ruberu making no mistake with the conversion. So that was how the second half ended. Of course, here in Nithawala, exclusive scenes coming to you from your number one sports hub. Not much to separate between the two sides. Just one try for Kingswood and one converted try and a penalty for Isipathana. At halftime, it was a close contest. Isipathana scored first with a penalty, and later Kingswood fought back in that last minute. So halftime lead was 5-3, and full-time stat with read as 5 points to 10 in favor of Isipathana. So Isipathana confident to take the 5 points. Of course, the match league points, match winning points of 5, along with, of course, not winning the bonus point that is for scoring 4 or more tries. But they'll be happy with the win. It was a hard-fought win for the Isipathana lads, as they will look forward for the upcoming clashes in the school's rugby league. There you go, the next week fixtures in this school's rugby league. Kingswood College taking on St. Peter's. That's going to be an interesting clash if Kingswood look at their mistakes and try to get themselves into right direction.
Well, what a week of rugby we have next. Kingswood College, St. Peter's College, that is going to be an interesting affair as well, but Kingswood will have to come down to Colombo, so a slight disadvantage there for them, but still everything to look out for. Royal College versus Wesley College. This, I think, is going to be also an interesting affair, because Wesley, yes, they have lost a few encounters, but their 3 quarters have been on song, so Royal College will have a test on their back line, and also we have St. Joseph's College versus Zairo College and Trinity versus Isipathana. Talk us through that, Incha.
Of course, I think Zairians, of course, not so fortunate against the defending champions, losing out, only scoring 5 points. But St. Joseph's College, we will be looking to use that game as a proving ground when they come to the important games. They have St. Peter's in the following week as well as Isipathana in the last week. So it will be a good tester for the Josephians as coach Nilofer Ibrahim will be looking at his options. And meanwhile, also another key match, Trinity College will be travelling to Havelock Park to get that is to play Isipathana College in their traditional fixture. So that's going to be an interesting game as well. Of course, all these matches will be live on your number one sports hub, www.ThePapare.com, as well as also on Dialogue TV and My TV. So a lot of action coming to you in this Singer Schools Rugby League. We have 3 more weeks to go. Of course, we will be having also midway segments on rugby if you're interested as well. There you go, Rugby PTA every Tuesday, a recap of the week's action, as well as we have the breakdown as Shana Kamal Singh brings to you the analysis and the preview for the week. And make sure to look at also the try of the week, creating the best tries from the school's rugby league weekend. So that's how our episodes span out on rugby. So Hisham, exciting 3 weeks to go as the 6th week comes to a conclusion. What can we look forward to?
Well, I think 2 teams are ahead. Royal College, St. Peter's College battling it out for the league title. St. Joseph's right behind them. And then we have Isipathana, Kingswood and the rest trying for that 4th and 3rd place. It's not yet over, 3 weeks of action, so all to look out for.
Of course, it's not yet over. So that's it from the second round first week here in Nitawala. Signing off on behalf of the Papare crew, I'm Inshaf Kapoor alongside my host Hisham Hamid. Have a pleasant evening.
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුමදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මුල් පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with current accounts from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank, keep growing.
Some see a myriad of possibilities ready to break out in glory. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසායි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ටෙලිවිෂනයේ මීළඟ පෙරලිය
MJ and JQ Shopping TV.
උසස් තත්ත්වයේ ජපන් නිෂ්පාදන
පහසු මිලට වට්ටම් සහිතව.
ගෙදරටම ගෙන්වා ගන්න සෑම දිනකම දැසන 10ට
MJ and JQ Shopping TV බලන්න.
Dialog Television, Dialog Now, channel number 106.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සැනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Let's start a life-changing partnership. Union Assurance.
Isn't it time to grow up? Now you can with home loans, education loans and vehicle loans from DFCC Bank. DFCC Bank. Keep growing.
පිරිසිදු ෆ්‍රෙෂ් හිසක් තියෙන පිරිමි ශක්තිමත් ඒත් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි වලට පුළුවන් ඒ ශක්තිය නැති කරන්න මම ක්ලියර් මෙන් තෝරගන්නේ ඒ නිසයි ක්ලියර් මෙන් අධික තෙල් සහ ඉස්සොරි zero කරන නැවුම් මෙන්තෝල් වලින් සමන්විත නිසා මගේ හිස කෙස් හැම විටම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ඒ වගේම ඉස්සොරි වලින් නිදහස් ක්ලියර් මෙන් ඉස්සොරි zero කරයි ලෝවාංක එකේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ
energetic and daring. Some see the world in vibrant shades. The choice of every Sri Lankan, no limit.
Be a part of the latest shopping revolution. Now you can shop from the comfort of your home with MJ and JQ Shopping TV, bringing you the latest high-quality Japanese products right to your doorstep. Affordable prices, unbelievable discounts. Every day at 10 a.m. on Dialog Now, channel number 1. Dialog Television, Sri Lanka's #1 television experience.